Okay, 14:15, let's go. So, this morning it's been a long day. I've been up since 4:30 this morning. The kids, it was my turn to do the morning shift with the kids, and they freaking woke up at 4:30, and I went to bed at 1. So I'm slightly sleep deprived, and I have been the worst parent this morning. I've been so distant because it's basically been me with my mobile phone in my hand whilst trying to do nappies and shit. Well, my confession is I've been day trading on my mobile this morning. Something which I say in my book, in my course, just don't do it. Don't trade on your phone. Don't day trade on your mobile. You're asking for trouble. So I guess it's a case of do as I say, not as I do. Anyway. So what doesn't matter. So what's actually happened? So let's start off with the dollar. I won't do a full market sweep. We did that the other day. I'm just going to stick with the ones that I've been trading. So equities and oil, effectively. So starting off with the dollar. So the dollar still can't make up its friggin' mind. It's literally fanning around this level, teasing us that it's gonna break north, and obviously every single time the dollar sort of surges upwards, guess what happens? Oil goes down, stocks go down, etc. But will it follow through? I guess we have this. I mean, if you really zoom out, we have this something like a trend line like this. We have it's hard. It's hard where you draw this bottom one, but let's just say it's there. Something's going to happen. We're going to have a breakout soon. So, and the direction I don't really know. I'm very confident we'll be breaking north of this super duper confident it will hit here level. Once things play out, but because we have this election sort of thing, which is just sort of a cloud hovering over everything, every market, a lot of technical analysis, I guess, some technical analysis is probably going to go out the window. So that's what the dollar's doing. So let's now look at oil. So I have placed a fair amount of trades today. Not so much in oil. To be honest, I've executed pretty poorly today. Although my net result is up, just looking at my other screen over here, the net result is good. However, I feel I've left out probably another 10, 15 grand on the table today, which pisses me off. I get pissed off more when I leave money on the table than when I lose money, which is weird. I have this weird thing. But the thing is, when we don't know if this is the thing, if this is, is oil going to drop down now? Are stocks going to drop down? We don't know that. There's lots of whipsawing going along, and it could very easily do something like what we saw over here. So what I've been doing is effectively not being greedy, so to speak. So what's actually happened? Oil. So the other day I saw this. In fact, in the Facebook group, I said that I'm loving this high test. Now, hopefully by now you know that I love a high test in a falling market, and I love a low test in a rising market. And so I think very late last night, I made a short up here. As you can see, it was right there. So. And then it fell down. However, I didn't maximize this was, let's just try and find that trade. There's so many, I can't remember, I can't find it. 50, yeah. So I went in at £50 a pip or point here, but then got out down here where I thought we would have a bit of a retrace at this $38 level, and then it's just shot down even further. So it's that itself is 66.50. Yeah. Anyway, and then I've been looking at this trend line here, which I drew a while back, or not a while, earlier today. Today feels like a week for me actually, and I have been punished. So I went long over here, I think, probably a few times actually. Yeah. Yeah, I went long. I got out quickly, but I really thought we would get a bounce off this trend line. And I don't think it's too late. I think at some point it will have to bounce. Things don't go in a straight line forever. And especially when you look at this on the daily chart, look at this massive bar. We have this, like, nearly always do we have a 50% pullback. So, I mean, even if it's going to continue going down, yeah. So I'm underwater. I'm 27 pips underwater in this one, which isn't a biggie, but it would be nice to have a bit of a bounce. So oil, what's forming now though is this. We've got some sort of neckline. Let's say it's at the $37 level. Guess what? This is a double top, and I guess a nice easy target is that it's got 430 odd pips to the downside. So $33 is a very easy target to play, for. So yeah, so that's one. I can't really zoom out on US spot. Let's go to US oil. It's a bit clearer. So here we go. Yeah, it's going to make its way down. Yeah, so I think that level is that $37 level here for oil, and it's going to pump down a bit. So we'll probably So what I am hoping for is a bounce anytime now, probably back to 38. Maybe even stall a bit, but effectively this probably something like this is going to happen. My best guess is that we're going to see a little follow through down like this. So I'm going to leave that there and see what happens. So that's oil. Now let's look at stocks. So yeah, go for it.
Just as quite a few of us are in oil. If you were heavily in oil, then would you say, I mean, you personally, would you be getting out your whole trade around the 37 mark or whenever it bounces?
I have.
Or would you take a proportion of it?
It depends what your game plan is, mate. It really does. So this account, I'm effectively scalping in and out. I'm being a cheeky little thief, and I'm just trying to steal the odd pip here and there, or not pip, but bunch of pips. And so as you can look at my chart, my whole net position, in fact, I've only got one trade on the US oil at the moment, and that is this long trade. And it's hurting at the moment because I've gone in long at £100 a pip. So although it's 28 pips down, it's now 3 grand, almost 3 grand down. So I am going to get back in short. So once I sort of recover this, yeah, on the pullback, in fact, I've got a few little entries here. I would like to get back in on that $38 level there. So let's go back in on that one. Just 50 for the moment. Now remember, the beauty of US oil spot, we've really been given a gift this year by FXM producing this, because we can leave short trades here for as long as we like, and it's actually going to make us money every time. You're going to make money overnight from the rollover, positive roll. So I'm 100% certain we're going to see falling down here now, and so yeah, I can we can just put in massive sell trades and leave it there. Now, there's one thing we do need to watch out for, because there is also the possibility of this happening. Okay. So yeah, everything's been crumbling around us today, stocks, etc. But remember, things don't go in a straight line. They always retrace. Sorry, I've got something stuck in my teeth. So, yeah. So you have to be wary of this if this were to happen. But I think it's probably more probable. It's a tough one at the moment. I need a bit more time. I'd like to see a bit more. I'd like to see how it reacts off this $37 level. So let's, obviously that's most likely not working. Let's just move this over here. So yeah, I still want to keep on going short, and even if it does go all the way up here, I will still be shorting it. So that's that. Let's look at stocks. Oh, in fact, before we move on to stocks, anything else on oil? Nope. Cool. Okay. So let's quickly look at all of the indices. Starting with the Australian stock market, this is showing a very nice high test on the daily chart. So that will be nice for a little short there. And look at this. Got two high. Oh man, I'm going to have to short this right now. Sorry. I cannot ignore those. I do not ignore those. 1 second. I'm just looking at my margin. So 50 is enough. And I'm just going to put a little stop above that 5-0 level. So in terms of risk, I've only in terms of 15, 3. Yeah. So it's a chunkier trade that I've just done, but it's still only 2% risk. What I've just done here. But I mean, if you look at my account, in fact, let's go to close positions. Let's open this up. I shit you not, I've only used pretty much 2 trading methods today. One method is pullbacks to the 8 EMA and high tests in a downwards trend. That is literally it. I've placed 23. Well, actually, I've placed 29 trades. I've got 23 closed trades today. If we just organise this, all of these outcomes are simply from following setups like this. Either pullbacks to the 8 DMA like that, like I did in oil, or seeing high tests in a falling market. I mean, here, look at this one. This is a beautiful one. Can you see that? So, and the thing is, I'm not too picky when I see these high tests. If I see them, I will just take them. And if it does go against me a bit, I'll either hit stop or I'll just trade my way out of it. Like, I mean, sit on your hands, basically. Because most of the time, the market will come back in your favor and then you can bug out. So, for example, if we look at my closed positions, there'll probably be a fair number of trades where I've bugged out pretty much break even. So that -4 pips, -1.2, -11, 2.5, 7 pips, etc. So sometimes that happens. So what's happening? Yeah, so that's Australian stock market. That's going down nicely. And also I think this is quite nice. I think we should at least see further falling down to this 5,900 level. So I'm not going to be greedy actually. So I'm just going to put a limit in 5,911 just to something like that. Yeah, I think that's a high prop target for the Aussie stock market before it bounces. I think when you see this sort of, I mean, this isn't, I wouldn't say coiling, but we're about to stretch out, so to speak. And I think once we hit this level, which has is a level of noise / support, it could bounce up there. So that's the Australian one. The Spanish one just looks weak. I mean, god damn. It gapped down and it's just looking weak. I mean, it should at least attack this trend line down, this whatever level that is. But bear in mind, I must warn you, I have been stung today. Where is it? Okay, not that bad. I think it was this one. Yeah. So the FTSE. So in fact, I'll come on to the FTSE. So I'm all over the place. Let's just keep going through this list. Sorry, I missed the Chinese stock market. I haven't actually looked at that today. Yeah, Chinese stock market hasn't really followed through. But French CAC, same picture. Nothing really. Yeah, this just looks overextended. So most of the equities markets right now just look overextended. And everything, I mean, this key level has been broken, and every bone in my body is saying, hey, we need a pullback now. And so I'm quite uncomfortable going short on an index right now. I mean, look at the DAX. Again, it's looking pretty strong. There's no real level, actually. I mean, it's clear sailing. There's no real support around here other than this flimsy level over here, which it's about to smash into. What's the 4-hour chart? Yeah, it's looking pretty. It's just like it's lost. Now here we have on the 4-hour chart a high test forming, but it's pants. I wouldn't touch that simply because it's so far away from the 8 EMA. I mean, I like high tests when it's like pretty close to the 8 EMA. But this the elastic band remember the market and the EMAs are like an elastic band. It's pretty stretched at the moment. Something needs to pull back, like pull back to the 12,000 level at least, something like that. At what point, when, I don't know. But I'm not touching the Germans. I'm not touching the Japanese market at the moment, simply because of the spread and margin requirement. But it looks like the Japanese and Australian market's lagging somewhat because this one hasn't properly broken out yet. So look, here's my line. I said that there will be a breakout of some sort. I don't know when I put that, but I think, yeah, maybe tomorrow actually this could probably follow. So in fact, I just want to show you, what was it, Google Earth. Launch Earth. So this is something which, come on Google Earth. It's taking too long. It doesn't really matter. I can just draw it. Screw this. So here we have Earth. And no, it's not flat. So we have Australia over here. We have, I don't know, Europe over here. And we have North America over here. And let's say we've got Japan over here. So Japan, Australia, Europe, I don't know, US. So one of the things which I see a lot is that people think that all the world stock markets follow what the Japanese and Australian markets are doing. And I can sort of see why they think that, because the sun rises over here in the east. And so obviously Japan and Australia are ahead of us in terms of time right now. They've had their day. It's nighttime over there. And so what happens is people go, oh, okay, so let's see what the Australian stock market is doing. And then whatever happens over here, I'm just going to try and copy it before, you know, the European or US market happens. And some people go, oh, look, the London market is crashing. It's going to happen over here. And I can see why some people think that. And sometimes there may be a coincidence, but it doesn't mean correlation. I guess in my experience, in my hindsight, I would say it's vice versa. I actually think what happens over here in the US and Europe markets is the main driver, and then the very next day the Japanese and the Aussies catch up. Does that make sense? It's that way, not that way.
They start the ball rolling in a small way, which is why people think that, and then the big event happens, and then they catch on from the big event, don't they?
Yep.
Because they're closed when we're open, etc.
Yeah, it's a bit like a self-fulfilling prophecy to a degree. So this is why, if you look at the Japanese and the Aussies at the moment, they haven't really moved, but tomorrow, maybe. So that's that. Let's look at what else is on this list. The French CAC. Did we look at that? Yep, we did. CAC. Japanese. NASDAQ. Right, I need to be careful because I've got some trades which I need to cancel out soon. I'm getting itchy feet. I'll come on to that in a second. I just want to give a quick overview on stocks and then I'll get into my nitty gritty. So the NASDAQ is just ridiculous. As we know, massive bubble. It's got further to fall than any other index. So I really want to get in short here. And I did. I had a cheeky little trade. What's going on with the NASDAQ? Let's see. What did I do? No, I had 3 trades actually. 3. Why is it only showing 1? Let's zoom in a bit. Yeah. So I had 3 shorts on the NASDAQ and I kept bottling it. So this first one over here, I went short, made 45.5 pips. But then we saw this low test, I saw this low test. I thought, shit, okay, we're gonna have a bit of a bounce. I got out, didn't have the bounce. Then I saw this high test. And I was shit, I need to get back in again. So I did, but I don't know why. Something scared me, or I got distracted. I've changed 4 nappies today. Honestly, Romy, he just won't stop going through nappies. Anyway, so that's that. And yeah, I've missed out on the NASDAQ, which is annoying. But I think the NASDAQ's got so much to fall. You can't just leave a trade because you can, but you're going to be hammered in rollover charges. But part of me really does just want to put in a massive stonking sell order right here, or sell at market, and just leave it, and then go, screw it, I don't care about the rollover. The eventual move will more than offset the roll. So this is something else that I'm looking at. I guess it's going to be something like this. Is it going to bounce? Is it going to break? Everything else is broken at the moment. If, like, remember looking at the French was resting on their sort of trend line, and then it broke today. The Nasdaq is being a bit more buoyant, and yeah, I think. But it's interesting. So I'm not fully convinced that this is this is it, as in where we're going to try and take out our COVID low, simply because we could end up in a situation like this. And that had all of the signals where, a lot. Well, in fact, I barely traded this, I don't think. But yeah, I mean, if it does make it down, its way down to this 11,000 level, that's going to create a massive head and shoulders. Double top. And if that happens, then yeah, actually maybe. So you could just do a speculative sell right now, but bear in mind, where's your stop going to go? Or you could just use your whole account as a stop. Is it likely to go up here? Unlikely, but I mean, was this whole outcome likely? No, it wasn't. So part of me doesn't trust the Nasdaq. Let's go to the mothership. So I don't touch. Look at this. Look at my doodles. My doodles are Mystic Meg. They're happening. Except we didn't get the right shoulder. But we should have a bounce now. We really should. We've got this massive overextended candle smashing into this support level. We have to have a bounce. So I'm getting really itchy. I don't want to be short at the moment. So that's that. Let's look at the mothership, which this is where I've actually placed most of my trades. So let's just jump onto the 1 hour chart. This is really annoying. So this is why I'm really frustrated. I had a nice little run, and these two trades were pretty high in terms of pounds per pip. Then I got scared. I scared myself out. I saw it stall. I was like, ah. And even when looking at the 4 hour and the daily back then, I was looking at this massive candle here. Look at this. I looked at that. I thought, you got to have a bounce at here at some point, back up to 28,000. So I scared myself out, and it didn't. And that is where I left at probably 10 grand on the table, because it then just carried on moving down. But I'm in it already at the moment. It's already starting to pull back a bit. Ignore what I'm doing at the moment. I'm not on the I'm not on the 5 minute chart. Honest. So I'm gonna put in a stop loss just above this 26,800 level for that one and that one. I'm just gonna protect some profits. Just in case, because it could just come back up to this 26,800 and then roll over again. So that is very plausible. Most likely you're going to be stopped out though. Look where my stop is. It's right in the middle of this half bar. But the thing is, the reason why I've gone back in recently is because look at this beautiful high test in this 1 hour chart. When I saw that, it was closer to the time, but I got in up here and then again down here. But yeah, I do love the low tests in a falling market, and this in hindsight turned out to be an absolute cracker of a bearish rectangle. As you can see, I put another sell order here to try and, because once it punched down I thought it would pull back to get in, and obviously it didn't. It just went bugger off. Siam. So that's that. Let's look at what else is there.
Out of interest, US oil is just it may not last, but it's just retraced quite a bit on the 4 hour chart.
Yeah, so let's have a look at that, because I've got I'm long here at the moment. So what is that? My long is only 15 pips up, as you can see here in that green thing. Oh, look at that. So what am I thinking now, folks? Not Chris, I know you know. What's going through my head right now, folks? Polly says long. Why, Polly? Low test, low test. Spot on. Cool. By the way, I hate candlestick patterns. I really do. The only candlesticks I actually give weight to are low test and high test. But yeah. So preferably when it's going with the trend. Mind you, this is a pretty sexy looking low test if it actually stays like that, because then we should start seeing movement up here. And as you can see, with this long, I've put a limit. Oopsie. I've put a limit order and a sell order at this same level, at the basically where this resistance is at 38.50. So if we zoom out a little bit, so it's pretty much halfway of this move that we've had today. But we could have this. Will we go back to 41? Oh, I don't know. But I'm not too fast. But I don't really want to be stuck in a long for too long, so I've got to be careful with this.
Is that a new candle? The 4-hour one, is it a new?
Yes, it's 40 minutes old at the moment, so it still could not be a low test. I mean, if it just carried on going down here, it would just fill up this wick. So actually, with the clocks changing, I'm not sure. Typically, a 4-hour candle is 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 10 to 6, 10 to 6. So it's 3 candles a day. Well, actually, yeah, 10 to 6, but all the way around. So, so I'm long, but actually, I'm happy with that. Let's just see what happens. So US oil, we effectively bounced. So maybe that isn't the line. It's probably something like this. Maybe. Trading is so subjective. Anywho, so I need to have a look. So Aussie trade up, we're 10 pips up. US 30. Okay, so I've had some token trades which I've effectively gone out of. So and this is from the previous trading chat. I went long here. I can't even remember why, but I went daily chart. No. Or was it the 4-hour low test? I can't remember. But anyway, it was a bigger position, but I've only got £1 a pip on that now, so I don't really care. And then dollar Swissy. I went long dollar Swissy. Why did I do that? I went long here. So what was? Yeah. So I saw this double bottom on the 4-hour chart. I thought, amazing! Look at that. So I went long. It's gone up, but again, I've only got £1 of this, so it's only 18 pips up. So not too fast. I think so Joe. Okay, 1300. So now it's not 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m., 10 p.m. and it's gone backwards one. So it'll be 9 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock, etc. So yeah, cool. In fact, this is just a waste of space. Let's just get rid of it. And we'll close my Aussie dollar yen. Cool. So when I've got my horns of greed out and I'm being a devil and day trading, I don't like to have my attention scattered, if that makes sense. Because if you end up having loads of different trades on loads of different things, it's hard to get in sync. And I know this sounds really corny, but when you study, like if you stare at a chart, let's say the 1 hour chart, okay, and if you stare at this constantly for a few days, okay, and you check it probably every 10 minutes for a few days, you will get in sync with it, and you'll sort of feel its movement, and you'll know what's likely to happen. So when a big crazy bar happens, you'll know, okay, it's going to bounce from here or break this or blah blah blah. And that's what I've done with basically US 30 and oil. All my trades, if we, like over here, if we go to close positions, oh my god, running out of space here. It's pretty much all oil and all US 30, and I've had a little flirt with UK with the FTSE. In fact, let's look at the FTSE because the FTSE's a bit odd. We are the oddball in this whole equity picture. So I've had two losing. Is it two losing? UK 100. Okay, one losing trade, and yeah, I pretty much broke even-ish. I lost 500 quid there. It's when I tried to fade it is where I lost money, and then yeah, so what happened is, where was it? I think it's something like this. I think I drew some sort of channel. I can't remember where I drew the line, but it was something like this. In fact, this all looks a lot different than on my mobile phone, doesn't it? And so I went long somewhere around here, and it didn't. It just punched. It just kicked me in the face. And then reverse out of that. But the footsie, the footsie is just weird. So I actually thought this was a little pincer, and we'd actually have a break to the upside. Evidently, I was wrong on that one. But in fact, before I say the next thing, what do you think I think is going to happen next? Oh, cheers, Polly. Bye. So on the footsie, what should happen? Jordan says pull back. Donald, kiss off. Yeah, you're right. So every bone in my body is now saying, massive overextended candle, or candles. It's just punched through this. So we really need a kiss, pull back to this level. So I think probably doesn't hurt if I just put in a cheeky sell order up here, just below this 750 level. That's not going to hurt. So if I just do this, there we go. That's that. Cool. What's going on? I had some. Let's go back to this one. So that's oil, the Nasdaq. Yeah. My hit rate's actually been pretty good today, actually. Normally I'm 50-50 when I'm day trading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 losing trades out of 25 so far. Happy with that. Let's look at the chat box. Okay, Costa, do you think big tech earning announcements Thursday night might affect the Nasdaq? 100%. 100%. Definitely. Again, the biggest internal battle I have right now, boys and girls, is the oil. Part of me just wants to go, Siam, stop dicking around on the the 1 minute, 15-minute chart every day on oil, and just whack in a massive order and be done with it and just leave it. And if I had done that up here around $40 odd, which is where I've been playing around with for for the last week or so, I would have actually made more money if I just set and forget, and then just use the US 30 to play around with. But hey ho. Any questions? I have another Zoom appointment at 1500, so I guess we only have like 5 minutes because I need to prepare for the next one. Any questions whilst we're here? Adrian, other orders have you got? Hey, good. Yes, that's a good one. That good question. I forgot. So that mainly oil. That's me. The fishing nets trying to catch it down. Ooh. Okay, I need to sort these out. So let's do some housekeeping. So I have one on pound Aussie. So let's look at that. Good question. Thank you. I should have known that. What's this? Okay.
We almost caught that.
Mother trucker. Look at that.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, so I must have said when the market was around here, I probably got my little yellow circle saying, hey, lots of space to move into, probably attack this level here. And I put a level, probably just in front of that double O. Oh, mate. Sorry, guys. Evidently, I put it probably 11 pips beyond it. Yeah. And it bounced at 15 pips. That would be 200. How many? Okay, I've only got. That was only a small position. I had £3.50 a pip on that one. But still, it would have been a nice trade. I'm going to get rid of that now. That's a shame, that. God damn it. What's the other one? Dollar Swissy is another one I had. Entry buy. Why is I entry buying? Dollar Swissy. Yeah, that was it. So I actually placed that pretty recently. I feel it was today because I saw this double bottom, and I was like, "Oops, double bottom neckline. We're gonna see a punch out." We punched out, and this is me trying to catch a pullback. So I've put the pull. So So this is me hoping the market pulls all the way back to put me in before it goes up north again. So that's that. I'm going to leave that there. It's £10 a pip. That's fine. And then, yeah, I've got one for the FTSE. Sorry. Oh, yeah, this one up here. So they're the orders. Cool. It's been a mega day. It's been a 32 grand day today for me. It's nuts. For the new people here, like, I don't know, some of the older people probably haven't seen this. What I tend to do, because I know it looks like I'm a freaking cowboy at the moment, breaking every single rule I've ever taught you. But typically what I do is I have multiple accounts, but effectively I've got two main accounts. So I have my DIY pension account, where over here, it's completely safe. So nothing silliness, no silliness. Trades are probably going in at 0.25% max risk per trade. So for me, this is my bot. So the bot plays with my DIY pension account, and typically 90% of my capital is in this one. But then I put 10% of my capital in what I call a crash account. I think most of you know this, but there are a few new people here. And this is where I effectively go all in. So if I see some lovely trades, I will effectively, go all in. So, like for example, so I'll give you a prime setup, which is what what I always do when I'm really horns out going for it. Is it could be on a 1 hour chart, and I will let's find one. Haven't actually seen many on this one. Other than that massive one, I'm trying to find a Taylor Swift example. Something really nice. Okay, so something like this. So let's say I see this high test in the falling market. I'm like, okay, depending where I see this, I'll go in. So let's say I short it at that level there. I will then have a relatively tight stop. So pretty much maybe just above that candle. So here it's only sort of 100 pip stop. Now on the US 30, that's quite small. And I'm risking, so this again on my crash account, I may risk like 3-5%. So it's really not that bad. And all I'm looking for, I'm just trying to bite the market every now and then. So if I'm stopped out, I'll lose 3% or less or whatever. But then it should then run, and then you end up getting really high R positions. So so that's pretty much what I do. So yeah, with this crash account, I blow it up, or I have like a 50% drawdown, probably 3 to 4 times a year. But then probably once every 18 months, probably 18 to 24 months, I'll 10x this account. And at the moment, it looks like this account is almost there. Well, not 1x at the moment. I put 88.5 grand in this one, and currently sat at 162, and that was like a month ago. So yeah, I'm gonna have to call it a day. I'm so sorry. Hopefully this makes sense. And yeah, wow, that US 30, I just cannot peel my eyes from it because it's falling. It's relentless. When is the pullback going to happen? I mean, that's a massive freaking bar. There's going to be a pullback. Screw it. I've got a meeting to go to. And so in the meantime, what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to put this on a dynamic stop. So that's that one and that one. So what this means for the new people here is that for every pip that this goes down, the stop loss will also go down a pip. when it goes back up, it won't move, and so I'll slowly squeeze out of this trade. So yeah, right, got to shoot. Love you all. Hope today's helped. Happy trading.
Thanks, Simon.
Cheerio. Bye bye.